Extremely personal.
Alright.
Okay, topic A. Write an essay in which you tell us about someone who has made an impact on your life and explain how and why this person is important to you. So I picked Grandpa. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Me and my grandpa. When I was just a kid, my grandpa would always pick me up from school and we'd walk back home to eat a snack. We would play checkers or just walk around the block. On weekends that I spent the night, he would always wake me up to the smell of sausage and eggs for breakfast. We were inseparable. If he went somewhere, I was always tagging along. It was as if he were a superhero, my superhero, and nothing could or would happen to him. Until that day. I was in 5th grade when things started going downhill. My grandpa had been rushed to the hospital for a pinched nerve. He was mowing the lawn, and after he was finished, he went to sit down on the porch. As my grandma was coming out of the house, she saw him and called an ambulance. I was so scared when I heard this. He was supposed to be invincible. After that small incident, my great-uncle Fudge died, his last living brother. Nothing would bring him back up, no matter how hard we tried. In 2008, he was diagnosed with dementia and prostate cancer. His appetite decreased, and he was sleeping all day long. I asked my dad why he slept all day, and Daddy said, God is preparing us for him to leave. He's trying to get us used to Grandpa not being around any longer. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. Superheroes weren't supposed to die. They were supposed to be mighty and strong, anything but die, especially my grandpa. About a year later, he was placed in a nursing home. Doctors said it was best for him, but I believed he should have been living with us. I could see him dying and just couldn't bear to see him like that, constantly in and out of the hospital. What kind of life was that? I was so afraid he would take his last breath in front of me and I would never see or hear him again, so I stayed away. I wanted to remember him as my superhero. I remember all the good times we had when he was healthy and moving around. My grandma told me stories of when I was a baby, how I would cry and cry when she picked me up, but when Grandpa did, I would stop instantly. I remember our checker matches and how he would always win. Sometimes he would let me win, but that was rare. I remember our car rides where we would just listen to music and talk and everything was just right in the world. On August 20th, 2009, the doctor said he only had 2 weeks left. My world crashed around me. Nothing seemed normal any longer. I prayed every night for God to take him out of his misery. He was only skin and bone. His voice was raspy and barely above a whisper. On top of all that, he had a horrible bed sore. I didn't want him to suffer any longer. I felt ready and strong for him to go, and it looked like he would soon. Or so I thought. He is still alive today. The reason I chose my grandpa is because he has had the greatest impact on my life, by holding on no matter how hard it got. We celebrated his 90th birthday on September 11th, and he is still hanging on. My grandpa is and will always be my superhero, whether he is here or in heaven watching over me. That's my college essay. Isn't that deep?